Everybody, Big Apple Con today. We went. It was off the hook. We liked it. You know, we're done. Oh wait, you guys have to say something else too?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Hold on, PD.
Yeah, you're
here?
a funny guy.
Kyle is here.
You're a funny
Oh,
guy.
man, Professor BX.
Well,
So, what do you think about the Comic Con today, guys?
the con isn't over.
The con was a lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. It's crowded.
This is the biggest. This was the biggest Big Apple Con that I've been to, and I've been to every con within I think the last 8 years. Okay, but I have never had to stand on so many lines. I have never seen it so jam packed. And I don't know what it's a combination from the stuff they did this year. They did have the big names. You had Steranko. Roy Thomas, I didn't believe that so many people would come out. There was a line that was just never ending for Roy Thomas. Stanley, unfortunately, couldn't make it. They filled in with Jim Lee. Jim Lee drew the people out. You know, I was pleasantly shocked at just how, successful this Saturday was. Not saying that at any time that the Big Apple Cons haven't been successful, but the population, the amount of people this year was really, really surprising. I'm not certain exactly what they did, just all the stars aligned, and Carbonaro got married, so maybe this was just some good look coming towards him. But it was like
now, who is that? Now he's like an art dealer.
Mike Carbonaro? This is his con. He's been doing this he's been doing this forever. I know I went to some when I was in school, and then some more, and then it became like a regular con goer. But he's been doing this, this is the oldest comic book pop culture con in New York City, without a doubt. It's been going on for it's been going on for some time. I won't even say the numbers because I'll be wrong, but it's been going on for a while.
Well, it's also one of the, it was tough to navigate though, because you get in and then you either go one flight and you got some of the comic dealers and definitely the talent is great. And then you go to the basement, they have some stuff going on that, and you go all the way to the 18th floor. You got to go back in. But otherwise, it was a lot of fun.
Fun.
Did you get to talk to Jim Lee when you brought some books to him? Or?
No, I got to shake his hand, told him I really enjoy his work, but it was such a long line. I don't like doing that. Yeah. Until we met Jim Steranko. Yes, Jim Steranko.
And what does he do? What comics does he do?
Jim Steranko?
Yeah, so
Are you being serious?
So our audience can
he
know.
does Captain America. He did
Jim Steranko. Jim Steranko is a legend. Okay, this is a legend. If you don't know the name Jim Steranko, you're one of these versus battle guys over here who just cuts out the skins so you can win an argument.
We're not trying to complain about people right now.
We're talking Hulk Annual #1. Okay, even though Marty Seravin changed the face, we're talking Captain America 110, Captain America 111. Some classic covers, and of course, all the stuff he did on S.H.I.E.L.D. Jim Steranko was this incredible, he was like this fusion, this synergy of Kirby and Neil Adams just decided to BAM! And then you get to see everything on those covers, some dynamite art. If you got to the interiors, psychedelic stuff, the pages were just dripping with imagination. If you don't know the James Straczynski, you got to go over there, pick up the books, you got to read it, you've got to see the art, okay? I won't come over here and say anything paternal.
Thank you.
So one good thing I saw Straczynski when you were on the line is that, he was very personable.
Yes.
While there, he took the time to sit down, to talk to you, told you stories, took whatever information you wanted to talk to.
Yeah, we're going to hang out.
And
he's going to change my life.
He was pretty good, okay? That's not necessarily what most comic book artists do, because of course.
There's no time.
Exactly,
there's no time. It feels like they're not connecting you, like I bought the book, but it's like, he made the time. Well, he actually made the time with us because we went to the wedding that was on Friday night.
Yeah.
And we were, it's all pretty awkward. It's tough.
We were pretty angry.
He was a little angry, but they also said that Steranko was going to give away the bride, and then he hadn't shown up. But I guess as he went upstairs, he kept running into people because when we exited, he was right out there shaking someone's hand, talking to them for 2 seconds. He talked to us for 2 seconds, and he asked us, "You're going to be there tomorrow, right?" And we were like, "Yep." And then we got to meet him too. It took us a while, but we, at the same time, we get to see as much cosplay as we wanted. People took pictures and whatnot.
The sad thing is that Steranko comes over there and tells me this. Both of us were there. He tells this real dynamite story, and you think, on one hand, I felt so guilty because there's this line over there of all these people waiting. But it's like I want to hear this story, and I'm not going to get this chance again. I'm not going to get this opportunity, and these guys are not These guys are not young anymore, okay? So, Stan Lee couldn't make it because, and we hope you get better, Stan. We really
Yes.
do. He could not make it because of his health. And you just can't take it for granted. These are guys where, I'm never going to get to shake hands with Herman Melville. I'm never going to get to sit down with Mark Twain and really have a good discussion about Huckleberry Finn. But I can meet Jim Steranko, okay, and hear about how this story was put together or ask questions about the art. And there's a lot of those human connections that we just don't get to do anymore as comic book readers and comic book fans. A lot of times it's just, hey, let me get the signature, then let me get it graded. Okay, can you get it back to me fast track? Let me get the money, and then on to the next thing. And, for most of us who've been longtime readers, it's about the story, it's about the art, it's about the imagination, and getting to see that person who put it on the page is just so bloody rewarding.
Well, also I think there's other because me and Big Business were taking a lot of pictures and also being able to interact. And when we were online for CB for the comic grading,
Yeah.
we interacting with the fans, and it's not as volatile as you would online. You get to meet people, get the humor that someone's not being abrupt. And you get to hear everyone's ideas.
Yeah, good discussions without it getting to the point, well, you're a poopy head, that type of nonsense.
And one thing that came out in our discussions there was that when the question was asked, what did they think about Suicide Squad? 4 out of 5 people said they liked the film.
I'd say 3 out of 5.
Clearly he can't count, but I can. And 4
See,
out of 5
I know these type of questions. It's like these polls you come over here, and it just depends on how you word the question. See, I'm pretty certain he went up to everyone and said, did you like Margot Robbie in Suicide Squad?
Hey,
and they're like, yeah.
He said,
Yeah, that was A plus, baby, A plus.
Well, he also was like, let me take a picture of you. Oh, everything is nice. What do you think about Suicide Squad? It was real awkward. I was like, oh, how's this going? I said, oh, no, I liked it. Oh, one person in the group. Oh, yeah, I liked it.
One person. There was many people who
When
said
the last group we saw, there was
I don't
one
recall.
guy.
So you buttered everybody up, then you asked them, right?
Exactly. That's what I was
Say,
saying.
oh, how you look?
Yeah, 'cause
Great shots. Everybody looks so nice. What do you think of Suicide Squad, huh? I don't want to say anything negative now. You may not publish the picture. Okay.
that's true.
But hey, I'm trying.
One of the good things I like about this con this time was that they had the 18th floor, where they had the artists there, and they also had the cosplay room.
They do that every year.
Well, I've never really had the opportunity to
This is the first year I needed to go upstairs because there was so much talent.
Yeah,
This is the first year.
And when he says talent, there's the pictures you're going to see some talent.
Barbara Eden was there too.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
Yeah, I wish
she
I
was
got.
great. Yeah.
Is she gonna be there again tomorrow? Is she gonna?
She
She
didn't
I'm gonna go
stop
tomorrow.
for me.
Tomorrow I may go again.
I wanted to take, she was like right next to me, and I wanted to take a picture, but she was like there was like 2 guys like walking her wherever she was going to. So I can understand. I don't know.
Anytime that happens, you go over. Can I please take a picture? They will say yes. They always say yes because those handlers and everything, they're put there so they don't get mobbed by people. But they're usually there because they understand. Barbara Eden and people of her ilk understand how much that she's able to do this because she has these lifelong fans who just want to say hello or take a picture, okay, or shake her hand. And they understand. They've gotten to the point where they've understand it because they've embraced the fact that this is what they're really popular for. She's been cool. She's cool like that. Some of the other ones are nasty, but they usually don't come out to the cons, or they're the ones who they come out. Damn, life didn't go well. I got to keep selling this signature over here, so on and so forth. But the other ones are really cool. Anything that happens, I always just go say, look, can I just get a minute? They always give me the minute. They always give me the minute.
I want to big up Timac. He was there from Last Dragon. I did not get a chance.
Dragon?
He was there. I wanted to go talk to him, but we didn't have enough time.
Well, I can't.
No
I don't say anything too much bad about him because my wife is a big fan. So that's her other man. Sorry to say it.
So Timac, sorry I wouldn't get a chance to stop by, but Last Dragon's one of my favorite movies.
I wanted to say hello. I just have too much trepidation about it. I can't do it.
They had the WWE girl there, one of the former divas.
Yeah,
They
I can
had
say
Roy
some
Thomas,
stuff.
for Conan. I don't know her name. I didn't know her name. Ashley? I wasn't 100% sure, but she was a bunch of guys there.
And Roy Thomas was only up. I did not think that many people were going to come out for Roy Thomas. Jim Lee, I could understand. I thought there would be more people for Steranko than were actually there. Roy Thomas, forget about it. These guys are coming out of the woodwork. It's like
Conan.
every Conan book in New York City was there that day. I was like, wow.
So, is he going to be there tomorrow? Are you thinking?
He was one day only. One day only.
Oh, man.
I mean, one thing we saw people lugging around the Marvel 75th anniversary book.
Yes.
Roy Thomas these things are humongous. I mean, they're
It's
like
literally-
gigantic
easy,
labyrinths,
easy. This
and they
big,
are brilliant to get
this
people to
thick.
sign. Amazing. impressive. You got to use a cart to move it around.
Wow.
You know.
But it's definitely a solid book because it actually goes through like the older history. So it's a ton of like stuff from the 40s, and it's like even though like it's hard to handle, it's hard to pick up, but sometimes you just got to take it out and go through it. And I'm going to read a couple chapters and look at the pictures, but all that stuff's been restored in the book and it looks gorgeous. So
Yeah.
I was jealous seeing those guys, but I didn't think of it. But then I had to carry that along with all the
How
other
much does that
crap.
go for? Like 200?
On Amazon, it's like 116.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some of these guys have
It's a nice book, but
you know.
at the end of the day, I mean, I've collected a lot of stuff, and then at the end of the day, I stay away from those books. After a while, I was like, okay, how do I store this?
What kind of
And then
fan
it's
are you?
it's so big.
What kind of fan? I know you
It's
got a
so
ton
big
of
after a while,
comic
it's just gonna
books. What
stick.
kind of fan
I can
are
store
you?
them. I can store them. I got a short
Oh
box
my
right here. You want to
gosh.
see it?
How
You want to
many
be it on
books-
camera?
How many
It's
books
too
have
big.
died because
It's
they're
too big.
oversized?
It's too big.
There's a storyteller. Come on.
Oh, I've
That's
been
not
to your
oversized,
place.
that's
I've
extra
seen you're
large.
running out of room on your own bookshelf.
But I
Okay.
have one room. One room.
No, it's
for
just
my
like I look at it,
comics.
it's like, how am I going to store this? And then you know what? Oh, it just stays in the box because I can't do
There's
anything
nothing
with
you
it.
can do. You take it out, then you might, it could get, messed up. So keep all the artist editions
Eventually I'll get
piled up this high.
Eventually, I get a bigger. Yeah, and then your wife comes in. Why do you have all these books? You never read them. You can't be. They're just over here.
But
Sell
more,
them.
is one more gonna like
Exactly. One more.
Yes.
One more.
Can't do it.
Come on, they're doing the artist edition of Kirby's Fantastic Four.
I'll do it digital, and then I'll have a volumetric screen where I can just make it big like this, with hard light.
Oh.
Digital.
That's a good question. So how can you get an artist to sign a digital copy?
They can't.
Exactly. Could they be like a stamp, like a watermark stamp or something like that?
No, that's
Electronic
easily
disc?
faked. You can't do that.
I'm just trying to say, I think if there was a way to somehow sell an electronic version of it
Yeah.
and have make it an official artist
But
version.
the whole point of the signing is also
I'm Amazon.
the selling, right? Well, can you talk about the aspect of how these are, because these are authentic signatures
Right.
that are happening. Can you explain that whole process about getting the signature?
You want to get the signature on the book so you can sell it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like flipping a book. Like some guys will flip houses. You go. Let's say you bought whatever. Let's say you wanted to get Stan Lee to sign a book. So you go. You get Spider-Man 300. Okay. Stan Lee had nothing to do with that book, but Stan Lee's signature will sell a book. So you go. You have Stan Lee sign it. It depends on which house you're with. You can be with CGC or CBCS, but somebody has to witness Stan Lee actually signing that book. That book is then brought back to one of those two respective grading companies. You wait, you fill out the form, it's taken, and then it's given a particular label that says, yes, this is authentic. The signature is authentic, it was witnessed, and it increases the price of the book, in some cases exponentially, sometimes astronomically. A book that might have sold for $100 could sell for $300-400. Okay? It depends on the book. But not every, to be honest, they have glutted the market with signature books. I saw one book it had 5 signatures on it. It was a book, an Incredible Hulk book. It was signed by like Peter David, Todd McFarlane, Lou Ferrigno.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
was looking, it had 5 different signatures on it. And when I looked for how much it sold, I said, unless all these signatures were free, what was the sense in getting all of these signatures on the book?
You gotta pay for that, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for it. And then when you have to grade the book, the cost of the book, the cost of the grading, the cost of the signatures. And I said, okay, I was doing the math. And then I looked for what it sold for. I was like, unless those signatures were free and you bought this book when it first came out, what was the sense in it? And Stan Lee will put his signature on Action Comics 1 at the end of the day. So,
Hey, Stan could do that. You don't talk to Stan about what
no,
he signed.
I'm joking. Stan Lee wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, he might do that,
No,
but
Neil
it's
Adams
okay.
would do it. Neil Adams would do it. But a
Anything
lot of
what
these.
happened?
It's like Neil Adams' signature. Neil Adams' signature has been used so much that the value of it is so down because he signed
yeah?
everything. The only stuff that you can get from Neil Adams where it would still have value is his the Green Lantern run, the stuff he did with Denny O'Neil on Batman. Those things are solid. But everything, he is.
You're saying the X-Men are,
Nah,
besides the value that they already are.
those 2 runs, because those things were seminal runs for those characters, and the whole thing with Batman really brought him back to. Everybody said that he was brought back to his roots. The Green Lantern, Green Arrow run was, supposed to be like, it was like really like a time strike thing where they're looking and they're dealing with all these social things to the point that Marvel can't stop doing it now. Kind of stems from that. So those things signed actually do pretty well, but like. The only interior he did with Superman was Superman versus Muhammad Ali. You would think that, okay, if you have that Treasury book and it's signed, you got a really good thing there. It's a nominal move. It's a nominal move up there because his signature is so far out there. Stan Lee, unless you think of Stan as Funky Flash Man, Stan Lee's signature is the gold standard when it comes to signatures, so it's a different thing. But that's pretty much like flipping a book, which I don't advocate. Okay, if you're going to stand online, I mean, some people do it for business, but if you're going to stand online to get a signature, at the very least have something for your own collection, because it's a long time to wait simply because you want to double your money on something, and it's still a shot in the dark because you got to wait for the grading. It's much more rewarding when, like, I had my copy of Superman 400 signed. That's coming with me. That's going to stay in my own personal collection, and it has that much more meaning. For me, those are the important signatures. The guys who are flipping are.
Sorry, that's gonna be graded though when you get that Superman 400 S.
Yeah, but I mean that's not even going to come back. It's not even coming back a perfect grade because that book has like a fingerprint on the back that somebody held on to it, so you can't get out of it. It lowers the grade.
Fingerprint is who?
Steranko.
Steranko.
He was.
Oh yeah.
He was going through the comic.
We were over there, and Steranko's like, holding the comic, flapping it, like going, like, like all this with it, and I'm sitting over there.
It'll be the first fingerprint market. There's gonna be a fingerprint market. This is actually Steranko's fingerprint.
I was like, that's what I'll do from now on. Like, push your finger, you way down, push it down.
Little
I'm
count of the money going down.
And the whole time he's doing this, he's telling this really great story, and I'm really trying to keep it together. I'm enjoying the story, but at the same time, I was like, no, the comic. They did the comic. He finally put the comic down, and I was like, okay, let me just take it out of your hands,
So
put it back in the bag.
Steranko's talking, and he's just sort of, you see him like, put it in here and go over here.
Oh.
So then I was like,
But it was
I had to get I wanted to get a little poster.
He
or something.
jumped the line.
I didn't. I was in line and I was paying. I had the money.
Oh.
I had to help out.
How long was that line you were on for Steranko? It must have been at least an hour and a half.
And I wasn't there for an hour.
It was
Thankfully,
a long time.
I was there a long time. I wasn't there for an hour. The CGC line was long. What was the longest line? It wasn't
Jim Lee line? But that was
No, actually, it was Steranko. Steranko was the longest line.
because he took the time to talk to people. That's
Steranko was the longest line.
He talked really long to everyone, not just us.
Yeah, Jim Lee, but they policed Jim Lee very well. They weren't trying to police Steranko. With Jim Lee, they were like, look, guys, you get 2 signatures and you're getting off the line. Don't try to do this. Don't try to do that. Hey, get off the line. Get off the line.
So that brings up something. Now, Stan Lee, he became ill, so he wasn't able to come in. Then all of a sudden, Jim Lee showed up. Is that because Marvel is
No, that's Mike Carbonaro.
Oh, he was able to bring in Jim Lee off.
Stan Lee, my thing is like, because Jim Lee doesn't live in New York, so that means he had to get on a flight. He's out from California. He had to get on a flight. He had to get on a flight to come out over here, and that means he had to get on the flight yesterday so he could get here. So either Stan Lee wasn't feeling well for a couple of days, and they said, well, look, Jim, can you be our go-to guy if necessary?
Right.
Or Carbonaro called him like, look, Stan Lee's not coming. I need you to come out because this is like gonna be really disappointing to the fans. But in the same breath, the fact that he was able to replace, top talent with top talent, and again, like one of the things a lot of times the smaller cons don't have is the organization. It doesn't seem like anybody knows what's going on. Everybody, hey, you got your wristband there, whatever, go ahead, kid. But when he did that right over there, that's a really big sign of professionalism for a con because nobody lost out. Nobody lost out. It's like if you came for Stan Lee, or you were going to come for Stan Lee, hey, no problem. You could have got these books signed. But, Jim Lee is here. Most guys have some Jim Lee stuff. You come over there, and Jim Lee's signature was free. Okay, Stan you would have had to pay for, but Jim Lee's signature was free. So it would have been, it was a cool move.
I mean, the last bit would be looking at those books signed, those Jim Lee books. Like they had books that I had, and it's just like the condition these fans and these guys who are also selling or making profit. It's just amazing to see a comic book in that. So the books I had, like X-Men #4 that Jim Lee did, looking at that comic, and it's like, oh my God, you just have to make the decision never to open it. It's got to be
buy
sealed
2
and
comics.
locked. Buy the 2 comic thing. Yeah,
That's how
I don't have enough money to buy 2 comics. Everything.
But now that it's digital, a lot of the stuff like I'll put the book away and I'll read but there's some like I want to touch it. I want to hold it in my hands. I want to flip the pages. I don't want the screen to be the medium. I want my own eyes to be the medium for how I absorb it. It's it depends. It's dodgy because.
Do you agree with that, Professor BX? You want to actually touch it, or you
totally.
or is it electronic enough?
No, it's something about just having it and seeing the colors and even the comic books that have the older print before they all got smoothed out and digitalized and stuff like that. Nah, I'm analog all the way.
Okay. I don't know what to say
So
about
what
that.
else what do you feel about it?
Well, this is my second year at the Big Apple Comic Con, and I was pretty Last year, somehow I thought it was a little bit more crowded. Probably the way that it was all set up and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? But this year wasn't bad at all. I thought there was a little bit more space to people walk around than the year we were before. And I liked it. It was pretty good. And I think that as long as we continue to go to these cons, because this is what you guys want, giving you the pictures of the cosplay and explaining to you what's going on, I think we'll continue to do it, okay? Well, this is Spinner Rack Out. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen?
I think that's it, right?
That's right.
We had a great time.
Hey, everybody in! Everybody in! Everybody in! Put your hand on.